Hey there, it's Michelle Javier, the Latina lifestyle creator who takes you to all the fun things in New York City. Get ready because we're about to hit up one of the tastiest hidden Latin food spots in this episode of My Go-To. Honestly, I'm obsessed with three things: my fur baby, my trusty phone, and food. Duh! I jumped on the content creation train back in 2020 because food's my happy place, and I'm all about spreading those good vibes through my content. Through making videos on socials, I stumbled upon a whole universe of mouth-watering eats, Insta-worthy treats, and heart-racing adventures. My mission? Shining a spotlight on those under-the-radar Latin restaurants and Latino chefs killing it in the city. Today, we're taking a little road trip to Jersey, hitting up the American Dream Mall right next to MetLife Stadium. We are going to hang out with food writer Maricel Salazar, get the scoop on her fresh cookbook, Latinish.
I wanted people to celebrate the American Latino cuisine.
And meet the Peruvian culinary legend, Chef Jesus Delgado at Jarana, where traditional Peruvian comfort food gets a whole new look.
With chili and limes, you can make anything, you know?
Ready for one of the coziest, most delicious experiences this show's ever seen? Time to channel my inner señora. Así que vámonos, let's go. I'm Dominican American, born and raised in New York City. When the pandemic hit, I started creating videos because I was craving content that spoke to my life on social media. Plus, I wanted to show some love to Spanish Harlem, aka El Barrio, where Latino culture is thriving. We've got beautiful graffiti art throughout our neighborhood, many Latino-owned businesses like Tres Leches Cafe, my go-to spot for authentic Dominican Tres Leches. And we also have El Museo del Barrio that hosts many Latinx celebrations throughout the year. I'm all about introducing my followers to hardworking business owners, talented chefs, and creative artists in my area. Trust me, there are so many hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Today, we're breaking out of the city limits and heading to Jersey. Right next to MetLife Stadium, you'll find the American Dream Mall, the second biggest mall in the US. Inside this massive shopping paradise, there's a new Peruvian spot called Jarana, where Chef Jesus Delgado is serving up some of the most comforting, delicious, and fancy flavors straight out of Peru. I know you're probably drooling already, but hold on. Before we dig in, we're going to catch up with Maricel Salazar about her new cookbook, Latinish, and learn about the hottest Latin food trends taking over America. I'm super excited about your new book, Latinish.
Yes.
Can you please tell me about the book and what inspired you to write it?
Latinish is all about how Hispanic food has changed, evolved, and progressed in the United States because of immigration, diaspora, pop culture, geopolitical events, honestly, even science, trends, and happy accidents. I'm from Panama originally, but I am American. I'm an American Latina, and this is all about American Latino foods. Like, you're from here, right?
Yes.
Tú eres dominicana.
Sí. Nací aquí. I was born here, but my parents are from the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
And I love food. I feel like Latinos, we just love food. We center around food. What is something that you want people to take away after reading your book?
It's an American cookbook. It's for us, Americanas, pero Latinas también. I wanted people to celebrate the American Latino cuisine. And it really made me upset that more people were not celebrating their specific brand of American Latino cuisine. They were shy about it. They were embarrassed. And I said, no, this is going to be over. We're going to celebrate the food, the American Hispanic food that was created here in the United States by immigrants, by our parents, and even by the Americans that influenced us Hispanics.
And I'm glad you brought up that point because I wanted to ask you, what are some common misconceptions or stigmas that people might have about Latino food?
Do you ever find that people say, oh, Hispanic food should be cheap, or it should be, not costly, it's not fine dining? That actually makes me really mad because there are so many examples of Hispanic and Hispanic American fine dining restaurants all across the United States, but also Latin America. So that's a stigma that I would really love to change. It's not cheap. Any food can be cheap and any food can be elegant. It all depends on how you prepare it, the ingredients that you're sourcing, but also from the consumers, how the consumer views it. And I think it's up to someone like me and also you to change that perception.
1000%. Latino food, there's so many chefs, so many talented Latino chefs.
Correct.
And their food is worth it.
Yes, there's also so many World 50 Best restaurants that are Hispanic and Hispanic American. Like where we are now, Jarana, it was just voted Open Tables Diner's Choice for 2024. That means a lot. That means the public really loves this style of elevated Hispanic food. So times are changing and that does make me happy, but there's so much more work to do.
So why don't you think we see enough South American food in America?
Mexican food takes the lion's share of popularity because of the closeness, physical approximation between the United States and Mexico, but also our political relationships. Pero South American food is not as common as Mexican. And I say this South American as in anything that's Mexico or below. So that would include like Costa Rica, Nicaragua, all the rest of the countries in Central America, plus South America. And quite honestly, it has to do, one, geopolitical relationships between those countries and the United States. Our ties are not as strong or as deep as they are with Mexico. But then secondly, it's also just the distance. You know, these countries are so much more geographically farther away that it takes more time and it's more difficult for these immigrants to get to the United States. So it really has to do with just quantity and density of these immigrants coming to the United States. Immigration is the leading factor in how a food spreads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Maricuya, this is so refreshing and fruity. This is like a tropical fruit that takes me back to my childhood in Panama. We would drink freshly squeezed maricuya every day at breakfast. That was our version of orange juice.
I could be wrong. Is maracuya for ustedes, is that chinola?
Passion fruit, sí,
Yeah?
claro.
See, that's another
Exactly.
thing. So yeah, some Latin American countries call it maracuya. Dominicans and some other countries call it chinola.
Amazing. Sí, en Panama, maricuya.
Oh, I love chinola juice. And this is, what is this again?
Chicha mordada es una especie de como es maíz, purple corn.
This is delicious.
Isn't it crazy?
Delicious. How do you think Latin food has been evolving in America throughout the recent years?
We can get anything delivered in 2 days or 2 seconds. And it really did just make me think ingredients that were once really hard to find in any cuisine are so much more accessible. It's not a mystery anymore. You don't have to go to some secret underground market to find like ajipanca in Peruvian cuisine or hoja de plátano, banana leaves, you know, to make certain types of Latin American tamales. And I think that's really opening up all of our world and making Latin American food in America so much more accessible.
It truly is. What is the significance of Latin food in American culture?
There's traditional Latin American food that is exactly from the country of origin. But American food and Latino foods have become so intertwined, so part of everybody's daily life. It is just embedded in the fabric of American gastronomy. It's a part of our culture, pop culture, everything. My aim is to desegregate this lingering divide between American and Latin foods because American Latino foods are American food.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm a little hungry right now. And I feel like it's time to eat.
Lista para comer, let's go.
Ají.
Here comes Chef Jesus Delgado. The maestro of Peruvian cuisine is here with a table of delectable delights, or should I say, a fiesta of flavors. I can't wait to try everything.
Where should we even start?
Okay, I'm gonna recommend always start with ceviche
Okay.
because this is our appetizer. Citric, no? Like it opens your
Your senses.
yes,
Yes.
spicy. And I wanted to serve this because this is the ceviche with the calamari. So you have two textures to the crunchiness of the calamari and plus the acidity of the ceviche is a perfect match.
Oh
and I'm gonna
my
get
gosh.
the chili because I love the spice.
This tastes so fresh.
It's like the ocean.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Un poquito picante, a little bit spicy,
Sweetness.
savory, umami. And I don't care what anybody says about red onions. I will always have red onions in my food. They give everything flavor.
Yeah. Every culture have their own ceviche.
Yo soy de Panamá. We
But
have
they do
lots of
ceviche.
Yep.
Yes. But I think the only difference between the Peruvian ceviche to the rest of the world is that we eat it's raw fish. You know?
Yes.
We don't overcook the fish. We make the dish and we eat it right after it's prepared.
And most Peruvian ceviche uses leche de tigre, ¿sí?
Yes, that's another thing. That we use a base that is basically a liquid ceviche because we blend all the ingredients that you have in the ceviche. We blend it with a lime, then we strain, so you get the juice.
I heard that leche de tigre is also used as an aphrodisiac.
Yes.
Is that true?
I think so. That's how I get my two kids very young. Now let's try the causa.
Causa?
Yes, it's a very humble dish. Very humble dish. Potatoes.
I'll try to serve you guys without messing up the work of art.
You got this.
It's potatoes with the ají amarillo. The causa is the yellow potato that you see that is trapping the avocado and the...
Forget the dieta.
This food is too good.
So, chef, please tell me a little bit of your background. When did you decide that you wanted to become a chef?
Well, I'm cooking since I was a teenager. Like my family used to have businesses, like small restaurants in Lima. My uncle have a cevicheria, which I was helping on my vacations.
Yeah.
My grandfather have an antibucheria, which I was helping him like after school. So I grew up in the kitchen.
And your restaurant, Jarana, can you tell the viewers what Jarana means?
Jarana means party.
Means party, fiesta.
Okay.
Jarana is fiesta. It's more like, oh, que comience la jarana, no? Let the party begins, no? And then we buy some beers, and then we meet another friends, and then at the end it's a full party. It's like that's what is the jarana, yeah.
When did you open your first restaurant?
First restaurant opening was actually La Mar with the same group. So it's 19 years ago.
Wow.
And it was La Mar, which is a cevicheria. We were working 22 hours, like we were sleeping on the restaurant, basically,
Wow.
to get the job done because
In the beginning,
at the beginning, yes.
starting up.
When you yes.
Jarana is here in New Jersey in a mall. What does that represent to you?
This is my first time opening a restaurant in a mall. To a traditional mall, you don't find this kind of restaurant food. You find more
Food court food.
Exactly. So I felt a little bit concerned, but then, like you see, it's like a paradise. It's raining outside. This is full. People is enjoying. We never stop. It was beneficial for us. Actually, this is one of our restaurants that is doing better than.
It's a destination restaurant.
Because yes, we got to that point that it's a destination restaurant.
Yeah.
We start the day with 200 reservations, which is a normal restaurant.
It's incredible.
That makes me proud and happy.
This is like such good picnic food. You could take it to the park. I would say for anyone who loves potato salad or chicken salad, they need to try a Peruvian causa because they're gonna fall in love with it too.
Yeah.
So good.
What was one of the main inspiration for you to open up Jarana, and how does it differ from your experience in fine dining?
Jarana is a comfort food concept in a fun environment, like party with nice music. You can come here and enjoy and party.
If you can sum it up, what would you want people to know
About Peruvian food?
about Peruvian food? Yeah.
Peruvian food is diverse. Like it depends on a lot of influences. So I want to discover all the influences we have, right? Like you said, you tried Peruvian food before, but it was in a Chinese Peruvian. Yes, that's Peruvian food. It's chifa. We have a Nikkei, like a strong Nikkei, which is Japanese Peruvian, but we don't use the traditional Japanese ingredients. We use Peruvian ingredients. We use ají amarillo, huacatai, mixed with the Japanese method. So it's authentic from Peru. So.
These are assimilated foods, Japanese Peruvian, Chinese Peruvian. There's even Italian.
There's even Italian. Yes, Italian Peruvian. Yeah.
As a chef, as an immigrant, how do you stick to your roots or find that balance between adapting to the American palate and sticking to your Peruvian roots?
I think the job is done. Our mission was to spread the Peruvian cuisine and people know the Peruvian cuisine. When I opened Chicago 13 years ago, we needed to adapt our food to Chicago market. But now it's not happening anymore. Now we need to show our food how it is.
When did that shift happen for you? For when Chicago, you had to adapt a bit. But when was that shift that you were like, nope, you guys are gonna get the traditional, authentic Peruvian food just as is?
We decided that with Jarana, because especially now that Peru is known as #1 in the world
World's
in
50
cuisine.
best, yes. It's a gastronomic destination.
Exactly. So 7 restaurants from the list are in Peru, actually.
Central.
Central, Gastón Maido, El Nikkei. So now that people knows more about Peruvian food.
Have you ever had beef heart before?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Ready for this adventure?
I'm ready.
Oh, y las salsas. Hold on a minute. Okay. I forget which one's spicy or not.
One potato. This is spicier. This is mild, but a lot of aroma. That's a huacatay. It's called black mint, but it's a mint from the Andes.
Ooh.
Huacatay, yeah. It's family of the marigolds.
When you said you adapted your Peruvian flavors while you were in Chicago, how exactly did you adapt it to Chicago?
For example, like I was, so the ceviches, we serve spicy. But in Chicago, they don't eat spicy. Not spicy in order to make ceviche non-spicy. But we don't eat ceviche without spicy.
At least a tickle.
At least, yes, level of salt. People here that doesn't eat much salt. I mean, I don't like to put salt on my table because my food has to be right on the level of salt.
Exactly how you want it
all
to
these things, like I need to adapt my level of salt, level of spiciness.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, Michelle, like meeting people where they are. How did you feel about adapting your food? Were you okay with it?
Yeah.
Because it introduced people to Peruvian food in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But now you're back to sticking with.
You are back to, yes, I need to show how it is exactly.
I love eating this with the sauces.
With the green sauce, yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, yes, it's like a taste, right?
I can handle like the spice. I can handle it.
It's like a steak.
Yeah, it's like a food.
This is one of my favorites.
Why do they call it? Este es arroz.
It's chaufa aeropuerto.
Why do they call it aeropuerto?
It is actually out of the Peruvian, the international airport in Peru, in Lima.
No way.
And outside was a guy with a car cooking fried rice, chaufa, and he called it aeropuerto because, like...
He made it outside the airport.
Exactly. But another theory is like chaufa at home we make with whatever you have in your fridge. So everything lands on the skillet. So it's like kind of like an aeropuerto.
Oh, that's so
everything
good.
that lands in.
That makes sense.
I love origin stories, and especially when there's multiple competing origin stories. It just makes the food that already tastes delicious that much more colorful and appealing because you want to eat the food that inspire, or where these beautiful, fun stories came from.
I love how the chaufa has like different proteins in it. Like not just meat, it has seafood, everything, just a little bit of everything. Gracias. And Chef, I wanted to ask you, after the pandemic, do you believe that restaurants have been adapting more to the American palate or sticking to their roots? What's your perspective on it?
I think that now it's more that sticking to their roots because now people during COVID, they were cooking at home. So now we are back to the home cooking style, I think. And like it happened to me. Like now I'm going to a restaurant. I'm not looking for a fancy restaurant. I'm looking for a comfort food.
More cozy, more comfort. Personally, I learned how to cook during the pandemic.
Yes.
So it's now when I go to restaurants, and I do this for my job where I have to go to a lot of restaurants, I do prefer the more like party meals.
Yes. This is a really beautiful place, and Peru is now known for their high elevated fine dining restaurants. How do you feel about taking Peruvian cuisine to the next level? Do you think it's making
with Jarana?
With Jarana, sí.
I mean, Peru is known for the best restaurants, fine dining best restaurants, but they got to that point because the traditional flavors. My mission is to continue spreading my culture and my food.
What do you both think the future of Latin food is?
I think Latin American food, we were just talking about fine dining, I think it's going to get finer, more elevated, and more people are going to know about it and accept, expect, and recognize that Hispanic food isn't cheap. It's not just cheap food. Hispanic food is fine, it is refined, it is meant to be respected, and also the people that cook it should be respected as well. Because if you love our food so much, you should also love the people behind it as well.
People think that Latino food is cheap, but and that was how I feel in Chicago. But they don't know all the work that we have to put in order to get first our products from Peru, right? We are in another country.
The sourcing.
Exactly. And then everything is made here in home. So we have a lot of prep. We make everything in the house. It's not like another restaurant that they buy stuff ready, sauces ready. No, we make everything in the sauce. So it's a hard work.
This is one of the most epic meals ever. I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy inside, and I want to savor every single bite and moment. It's that good. If you like this episode, please follow and subscribe to Localish and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Michelle Javier. Oh, and before you go, don't forget dessert. You've got to try the Peruvian picarones. They're out of this world.
This is our dessert, our street food dessert. Tortas you don't find on the streets, it's just in the pastry shops. Every afternoon on the weekends, you see everywhere in the corners ladies with a pot with oil frying these handmade donuts in front of you.
What?
And with the honey. The honey makes it special. The picaron is a fritter that is made with pumpkin or squash.
It's a pumpkin donut.
It's kind of like a pumpkin donut with sweet potato.
Wow.
There is just a little flour for the gluten, but it's potato and squash base.
What? So it's sweet potato squash.
Potato squash, a little bit of flour, yeast, a little bit of yeast,
Okay.
and anise seeds.
I've never heard of this
This is like the perfect fall dish.
And this is the honey. It's a fig honey we made at home. The base is the chancaca, which is the first sugar from the cane. We infuse with cinnamon, cloves, orange peel, figs, because you need with your fingers. I don't know if you would like to eat with your finger. You need to break the picaron, and then you need to soak it in the honey.
This is incredible. It reminds me of eating an apple cider donut. You know, you're upstate New York, but the chancaca honey has just so much more complexity. It's very mature. You know, it's not just overly sweet. It's got caramelization in it.
It's the honey. The honey is so good.
The honey makes everything.
Oh my gosh. I'm so mad at myself. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah,
This is perfect for fall.
This brings me to my childhood. Your long day at the beach, you eat your picarones, and then you go home, take a shower, and sleep for the school.
So do we lick our fingers or wipe them?
I mean, if you like, you link your fingers.
Thank you so much for having us and sharing this amazing food. It looked like artwork, by the way.
Thank
Just
you.
like this restaurant.
Thank
Looks
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.